Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to episode 4 of the series of The Soul, its journey towards from before coming into the dunya and after, and inshallah in the afterlife as well. Today we will be speaking about the specific stage in which you were prepared for and you are now in this waiting period until the day of judgment starts. So we know that a lot of people have died, and there's a kind of a misconception that when you die you either go to heaven or hell, right? And a lot of people mention this, but in reality we have this intimate zone or this interspace zone called the Barzakh, which is basically a place in which the dead are living in that space waiting for the day of judgment, and there's different things that happens to different people depending on your level of piety, level of good deeds or level of bad deeds and such. We know that this life is nothing compared to the afterlife, and we know that the good that you feel in this life is nothing compared to the afterlife, but we also know that the punishment in this life is nothing compared to the afterlife, as the Prophet ﷺ said that the punishment in this life is far less than the punishment in the afterlife. And so if you were to be punished here is a form of kind of replenishing your bad deeds or taking away your bad deeds. Now the Barzakh is a place in which if you are a good person, then the angels of good will come to you and accompany you on the day of until the day of judgment. And this kind of period, they will treat you like royalty, and depending on your status, if you are a martyr or if you were like a prophet, or if you were and of course if you're watching this now you're probably not a prophet, but if you're a prophet or if you're a martyr or if you're a good Muslim, right, you have these different statuses in which where you are allowed to be. If you were like a prophet, you will be allowed to be near the gates of Jannah. If you are a martyr, you'd be like in the bellies of green birds floating around the gates of Jannah, and it goes down, and this is called the al-illiyun, all right, illiyun. And then you have a sijjin, which is the lowest level, which you're kind of being punished in the grave. And so the barzakh for the good person, this time will go very quickly, to extent that you'd be like it's only taken an hour, because you'll be enjoying yourself so much that the day of judgment started. And this is the first point in which you know your status of where you will end up on the day of judgment after that. And then for the bad person, a person who lived a bad life all his life, now the angels of punishment will come, and it will be very scary, and you would be wanting the day of judgment to start ASAP, and it will take so long for you, it will feel like eternity. And so this is what the Barzakh is. One of the pious predecessors, he used to cry every time when he heard the Barzakh or when he heard about the grave. And his students used to ask him all the time, like, why do you keep crying whenever you hear the grave, but you never cry when Jannah is mentioned, and you never cry when Jahannam is mentioned, and surely Jahannam is more scarier than the grave? And he said, no, this is the first sign in knowing where you will go on the day of judgment. And so we have to prepare ourselves. And we know that Ramadan is a month of mercy. We know that Ramadan is a month of Quran, and we know that Ramadan is a month of charity. And so from Muslim Aid, we have so many places to give in charity, and we have so many seconds to read Quran and do good. And so I leave you to remember, this Ramadan is yours, theirs, and ours.
ويسألونك عن الروح قل الروح من أمر ربي وما أوتيتم من العلم إلا قليلا